Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the podcast. Myself and Alex are here. We're joining you. We're excited. We've realized we should be doing more podcasts, and that's why we're here because we want to do that. We wanted to share what we're learning with you guys, the people that are listening. Now, what we're going to be talking about today is the brand, one of the brands rather, because we are building a few. Would you agree, Alex?
Yeah, totally. Yep.
We
Lot going
are
on.
building. We are, yeah. There's a lot going on, but one of the brands that we're building, which is Apex. Now, you might have heard about that on our YouTube channels. You may have heard about it. If you're a member of our one of our programs, you probably heard about us talking about it because we're very excited about it. But we want to just try to dive in this episode and just kind of give you an idea of you know how the brand came about, the pitfalls we came up against, and kind of where we're at now. And I think that'll bring us up to the present day. So Alex, for you, you're a mountain biker, right? So Apex is mountain bike goggles. Is that the only reason we decided to go with it, or did you see a gap in the market, or what was it?
Well, the idea came from a business partner who's also in this with us, Dougie. So
Mhm,
Dougie is obviously been helping us build the brand. He's obviously played a massive role as much as both of us have as well
mhm,
in starting and growing the brand to where it is. And he actually approached me with a product, a goggle that he'd already designed, and he was just looking to take it to market. And he kind of said to me, "Look, like you've got this big audience on social media. I've kind of got this product 80-90% of the way there. Do you fancy collaborating together and launch this product to your audience?" So that's kind of where the idea came from. And then once we had the initial product in hand, we made some final tweaks to the first version, which was just real simple things like to the actual product, should I say, to get it like fairly bang on for a first version of a product we could sell. And then me, Peter, and Dougie all worked together with our design team on the box, the creative, and the actual customer experience itself, which I think we've done quite well on.
mhm.
I'm actually really proud of how the customer experience is playing out. So as soon as a customer orders a product and all the way through to them receiving the product to then actually using it, I hope it's been a really good experience for those who've bought the goggles so far. And that's kind of where the idea came from.
Yeah, no, I hear you. So, obviously, when we first started selling products back in 2016, the idea of really giving much thought to the customer experience was it was way down the ladder, like of importance, if at all, right? Like you didn't worry about branding, you didn't worry about the product, like it just was so basic. It just it wasn't a good customer experience, I would argue, right? And that was fine at the time. That worked. That's what people kind of wanted. But like people's expectations for products has changed a lot in the last few years. So when we were designing Apex, we kind of took that on board and we're like, okay, let's make this the best it can be. And I think I want to just say something, Alex, and I think maybe you can touch a bit more on this as well. Like obviously, like, you've worked very hard to build a relationship with your audience, like obviously on YouTube, on Instagram, and all that. And to be honest with you, you obviously respect them. So if you're going to promote a product, which you haven't really done that type of thing before, like you've been doing your Amazon stuff in the background, right? And product drop shipping and everything else, right? In the background. You've never really brought it to your audience. I suppose you were very conscious that hold on, like if I'm going to promote something, like it needs to be good. Was that like a factor in in when you were designing in the back of your head, like let's just make this better and better and better?
Yeah, for sure. Like I was only confident in promoting something that I would 100% be able to get behind and say to my audience, look, this is the product I use, or in our case, this is the goggles I use and would recommend and use them all the time. Like if it was like kind of a half-assed effort of like, oh, can I use them sometimes, or wasn't fully behind it, then it would come across completely to my audience or our audience, even should I say,
Hmm.
and wouldn't build the trust that we built by actually being able to say, here's the goggles I use, here's the goggles countless now customers use.
Hmm.
And it's kind of, I feel it's got to a point now we've kind of created this little flywheel for ourselves, right? Like where the
Yeah.
selling is almost doing a lot of the work for us. Like in the start, we were like having to convince people like why they should give Apex a go and try the goggles. Whereas
Yeah.
now, just even with the number of reviews that are on the social media page on the website, and even the affiliates who are partnered with us and promoting the brand for us, they're like little
Hmm.
mini sales reps for us.
Hmm.
And it's way more powerful other people saying how good your product is than you having to say, look, this is my product, here's how good it is. Even that is quite powerful. So that's kind of like where we're at. And if I can get behind a product 100%, then that's going to be my confidence to push it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I can hear you. So like obviously when we were building the product, we said, well, let's look what's on the market already and let's try and be better than that, right? And in terms of better, we don't mean, well, we do mean like in terms of specification, I feel we're the only mountain bike goggle on the market that I can see that's magnetic lenses. Like no one else is doing that, right? So straight away that's like a USP. Like straight away that makes us stand out, right? But then we were like, no, we need to be better than that even again, right? So we said, well, let's include like 3 lenses because, different lighting situations. You don't want someone there looking, oh, I need a different lens for my environment. And likewise, we didn't want to be adding cost to people because what was very important for us, at least, initially as we grow the brand, was like, we need to be really competitive on price here. We don't want price to be a factor for people. And I suppose when we did all that and we designed all that, that kind of led us into like this, I would argue like this crazy offer. I think an offer that is like so good, people be like, "Guys, are you mad?" And I want to just touch on that offer because I kind of came up with that. And so, like the offer for the goggles at the moment, right? And the way we sell it, and I don't even think it's that hard of a sale. Like really much, it's a very much a trust thing, as Alex talked about. Like we're trusting our customers, and the way it works is that we know that as a mountain biker, you're like committed to a product, right? And this can be applicable to any product. We're certainly going to test this in other markets, right? In other niches, but you're committed to a product and you're using certain branded goggles. So for you to change away from those goggles, it's nearly like an internal conversation. You're like, well, I've either made a mistake in the past by buying these goggles, or it's like I've spent a certain amount of money on them on these previous goggles, and it's going to be wasted if I move to this new brand, right? Which may or may not be good, right? And what most chat, and I was like, I figured it out. She was like, what do you figure out? I was like, I know how to sell the goggles, right? And I'd basically seen this mattress company. I think they're called, I'm nearly sure they're Emma mattresses. Am I right, Alex?
Uh, I can't remember the mattress company, but it was a fairly. I'd never heard of it before.
But they're $1 billion company.
I know, but I'd never heard of them before.
Yeah, yeah. But I was like, okay, this $1 billion company, this mattress company was doing this thing whereby you could order a mattress, you could try it out for, I think it was like, let's say 240 days, right? Or 240 nights. And then you decide if you want to keep it or not, like if it was up to scratch or not. Because people, a lot of the big things about mattresses, and it's funny, I actually bought a mattress today. One of the big things about mattresses is that you like to lie on it to make sure that you're happy with it. But they knew online they couldn't really do that, and they were being an online brand, like a what's it called, b2c, like business to
Mm.
consumer, right? So
Yeah,
what they done was they said, look, try it out. If you like it, great. Well, you've paid for it, you can keep it. If you don't like it, send it back. We'll refund you. No harm done, right? And it's such an epic offer, right? And I
yeah,
was like, well, how can we replicate that for our goggles? And it just came to me when I was sitting there. I was like, well, why don't we just let people try the product out, right? We just ask them to cover shipping because we don't want to give it away completely free. Like we do need their card details, right? Ask them to cover shipping, right? Very minimal price, like £10, right? Is what we're charging shipping and
mhm,
handling. We'll ship it out to them. And then they can use the product for 30 days, right? And then after that 30 days, if they haven't returned the item or like talk to us and say, look, I'd like to return the item, um, we'll bill them the difference and that's it, right? So we implemented that offer, right? And people, like, I remember I even said it to my dad, and he was like, "You're mad, like you're crazy." Everyone was saying we're crazy, like people were saying we're crazy, and I was like, I just really feel the numbers will work here, right? I really feel the numbers will work. And lo and behold, right? Like I don't know how many offers we've sold, but we could be talking 70 or 80 people have used that to purchase the product, not those that just bought out, right? And thus far, we have had 100% success rate
yep. On 100% success rate on the final balance paid after 30 days of them.
in full.
Yeah. So I think one of our biggest, well, maybe I don't know. I wasn't too skeptical about it. I was pretty much on board with it. Then we did have a think about it, didn't we? And thought, well, some people could try and pay, have a card that has not enough funds on it, so they can try and avoid paying the balance and stuff. Are people going to refund the product? And I think our thinking was right. If we believe in, if we are telling people our product is shit hot, we have to show that, and we have to literally get
Mm,
behind that and visibly show it. And the best way to do it is to put our own money where our mouth is and be like, look, take the product, try it, don't like it, send it back. If you like it, keep it. Fair enough. Pay for the rest of it. And that's how it's
mhm,
been. And I think our logic was, look, if anybody does want to send the product back, that's going to be far outweighed by the number of people that take us up on the trial offer and then keep the product.
yeah,
So it makes
yeah,
no difference to us, really. It's just a win-win. And what it also does for the customer, it makes it so that they can try a different product from a different brand without any massive financial investment or anything like that, or any big
mhm,
commitment. So in for this product we're talking about, it's a goggle for mountain biking. And like with any sport or anything that someone's passionate about, people are very much tied to certain brands in that they,
mhm,
that you find a product you use and you just like absolutely love it. And it takes a lot for someone to try something else because they're almost like, well, why would I want to try something else? I've got this
mm,
product that's working really well for me. So what's so superior to yours, even though you tell me it's so good? And you can ram it down their throats. You can tell them how good the benefits are. You can do all that. But the absolute
mm,
best way that trumps all those things is just to give it to them and say, just try it for yourself without paying us. And all they're doing is covering shipping and handling, like Peter said, and they can try them for 30 days. If they don't like it, send it back. And that's it. There's no bad done, no bad juju done. It's just, and obviously if they want to keep it, it's a win for them and it's also a win for us. So it
mhm,
really is a win all around. And this method of launching or selling and launching a brand, I think we're going to try and take this on and duplicate it in any other brand we can do going forward, especially
mm,
if it's a higher ticket product. Because
yeah,
when there's some sort of perceived risk involved for a customer, like they have to spend a bit of money or investment in time, whatever, this offer, this way of launching products done a specific way, just works so well. And there's literally no downside to it, really. And I solely believe that the customers that we have who are buying our products are good people. So
understood.
there may be some low lives that on purpose, like purposely see our offer and think, do you know what? I can buy that for £10 and not pay the rest of the balance, even if I like the goggles. But there's like one of those to every 100 people, if that. I mean, what were you saying before, Peter? 70, 80 people have used this trial offer so far, and
Okay.
everyone's paid.
No, no, nobody has. And like in fairness, like we're learning this ourselves. We've never done this before. So the initial batch that went through, our email sequences weren't set up correctly, and like a few people, their first payments didn't go through. And then I reached out to them manually, and then they were all like, I'm so sorry, let me sort this. And literally every one of them sorted it within basically 24 hours, right? Everyone. Now we've set up our email automations correctly. That's all happening. Like 2 days out, they're being notified that there's going to be a payment being collected. They're asked for their feedback. We're keeping them informed throughout the trial. And since doing that, every single payment has gone through straight away.
Yep,
So like this
totally.
is really, really cool. This is really cool stuff. And I said to Alex, like I feel this is like from the outside people will look at this and say this is like, but I think this is really, really good business. And it's like we're we're relying on maths, we're relying on reciprocity, we're relying on a quality product, we're relying on all those things. When you put them all together, like I think it's very hard for you to lose, you know?
Totally. Totally. I mean, we're doing something very new to the space that we're in,
Mm,
and nobody has the balls to do it. And I mean,
that's it.
having
That's it.
balls in business can sometimes pay off in a good way. Like sometimes you don't want to be ballsy, and like because you could be very risky. But I think we've weighed up our odds very well with this offer, and it literally weighs heavily in our favor and the customers.
Mm,
So there is no downside to it.
no.
It won't work for every single product, which we kind of have analyzed, because if you try and do this, launch a product with this offer, and there isn't much of an investment from a customer needed, so like it's a lower ticket product, or a customer doesn't face any of this friction when buying it, it's not going to work. Because I mean, if it's an impulse buy, which I suppose our goggles are kind of an impulse buy, but they're also not, because people have to be like they have to do a little bit of research into the goggles they currently have and the ones that we're selling and weigh up if it's for them. And obviously, at the minute they're $69.99, which I don't think they'll stay at that price for forever. But that's
Mm,
still for some people a chunk of money. versus say if you were selling something for, let's say, £10 or £15. That's not really, you don't have to think much about £10 or £15 purchase.
No.
Whereas the friction we create with this product at a $69.99 price point really does put the customer in a position where they have to think like and make a conscious buying decision. And but if we can remove that friction when it comes up at that price point, we'll win every time.
Yeah, and I think even like even as our brand grows, as you mentioned there, Alex, like as more people become aware of it, like you necessarily like friends recommend it to friends, right? And we actually reward that as well. Our partner program has been very important to us for growing traffic to our product. But the reality is that as it grows, you could say, well, we don't need that trial anymore because people we got reviews, we have people recommending it. But the reality is, I think it's really important to keep the trial because
Mm.
not everyone has friends that'll recommend it, but likewise you might love it, right? Your friends might love it. The majority of people might love it, but there might be a customer out there that for them it just doesn't suit them. It doesn't seem to happen very often. But I think the trial, by giving people that option, it's doing the best by the customer. You're giving the customer, you're trusting the customer. You're giving them the the best possible customer experience. It's like the way I'd like to be treated by a brand.
Yeah.
And I
We
think
literally
if we
just
can hold that true.
Yeah, just we're just literally. I think both of us have tried to make a conscious decision that every decision we make, customers first. You put the
Mhm.
customer first in everything, you can't really lose as a business owner. You literally can't. Like you may take a hit in the short term, but in the long term and the medium term of time, you'll always win. Like it's not even like if you wanted to start a brand or a business solely to make money,
Mhm.
and that was your sole purpose, I feel you've already lost. Whereas if you start a brand and have this customer first approach as a very strong value and actually apply that to every single decision you make, the money will follow. That's a byproduct of everything, as long as you put the customer first. And I feel this offer that we put together, where we're essentially we're putting trust in ourselves and our product, and people can see that, and it's working.
No, 100%. And as you said as well, this is the exciting bit. Like it works for it can work for
Anything.
nearly any premium product, like literally any premium product. We have some products that are lower ticket, as you mentioned. I don't see it being right for them, but premium stuff and like shifting into a premium market, I think this could be really, really powerful because it basically just opens the door for someone to say like, what reason do I have to say no?
Yep.
That is it ultimately. Like, so I'm so excited about Apex. This is just a little brand, and like it's funny. We were on calls last night. We were doing something else, and literally, I think it was like 3, 4, 5 sales just came through, came through, came through. That's where it's got to, folks. And it's like for some that's really small. For others, that'd be really, really big. But like we started that from nothing, and it's just about creating a nice product, creating using a good offer, and just put it in front of people. And it's amazing what you can do. It's what you can do. And one thing I want to touch on as well, and we slightly mentioned it, and it's something else that we kind of learned from going through this process is it's our partners, right? So for some brands, what they do is you need to be approved to become a partner, so like someone that can promote their products, right? And for us, we're kind of like, you know what? If you're just one person at home and you have a friend that would be interested in the product, we want to reward you for basically promoting our product, right? And likewise, if you're someone with a huge audience and you want to promote our product, we want to reward you as well because, you know, we believe in our product so much, and obviously our customers do as well, that they're doing a lot of promotions for us. So we feel it's right to reward them. Alex, have you any experience like with partners, with affiliates? Like, what's your kind of thoughts on that whole thing, and how do you feel it's worked for Apex? What was your
Um,
learnings from it, suppose?
well, I mean, other than organic traffic that we've had and organic sales, we've had kind of like a fork in the road of like where do we put our money, and we can put money into paid advertising, which we're kind of experimenting with at the minute, but we also have this phenomenal partner program where affiliates come on board and they get commissions for promoting our products with their audience.
Hmm.
And as long as we find the right people, the right types of people, like if you look at our affiliate list now, there's like 20% of those people are absolutely crushing it. Like
Hmm.
obviously there's more than just 20% of people who are making sales through their affiliate links of Apex goggles, but there's a couple who are really smashing it.
Hmm.
And our goal after identifying those people is to try and find more of those people. Like,
Hmm.
what sort of audience size they have, what sort of demographic they mainly target. Because people believe in them so much in what they say. If they tell their audience that our product is good, they'll believe them. And there are obviously some diehard fans out there who will buy anything someone would recommend.
Hmm.
So I think it's only a good thing. I mean, you can get. I think we just. I don't say we do too much vetting in terms of who we take on as affiliates, as
Hmm.
long as they have like a fairly decent social media following and they're just genuine human beings, and they have
Genuine. I think that's the main thing. Genuine people. I think that'd be the main thing.
yeah. I think we do like a bit of vetting through that, but it's we're not like making people jump through loads of hoops or anything to be affiliates for it. It's just like, look, if you've got an audience, you like our product, and you're passionate about it, and you want to earn a bit of cash by sharing it with your audience, then feel free, come and join the partnership with us. Because the more people shouting about our brand, the better. And I believe we can take that same approach again with any single brand we launch in any market. And I feel that's like such a powerful thing to be able to say.
100%, 100%, 100%.
We're almost, before I forget, we're almost, I know we're building these brands and stuff, we've got a lot going on, but we're almost using every brand that we launch as a testing ground. Like it's its own little mini testing ground. Like we're testing things with Apex, we're testing things with other brands we've got, and then whatever works, we're applying to the future brands that we're going to launch as well. So we've got like this almost like a blueprint launch strategy that just is proven to work every time. Like everything we've done so far with Apex, I'm confident we could take that forward to any physical products brand within reason, and it would work. It would flat out work.
100%. And do you know what? It's actually not that hard. It's just put the customer first. A lot of it.
That's literally all of it.
Yeah. Like really, that is all of it. Like obviously there's systems and things you need to build, you need to put together, but customer first. That's probably my biggest learning from Apex, and it's funny, like I've always looked after the customer. I've not always tried to do my best by them, but now I really like it's like I understand what that means.
Well, some people say, yeah, yeah, I get it. I put the customer first, but internally, they're still doing things selfishly. They're still they think they're doing things to the customer first approach, but they're inside. They're like, oh well, if I did that, then I wouldn't get this sooner, or if I did this, I would get the thing before, whatever. Whereas if you take yourself out of the equation and put yourself secondary, customer first, you will literally get every single thing you wanted from a brand. Like, be it money, be it like audience growth, present in a market, whatever your goal is, you'll get all that by having that customer first approach. And this is exactly what we're learning. And I reckon I'm confident that we could literally pick up a brand or make a brand in any market or niche with no social media following, no audience, and grow it from nothing and be in a position similar to Apex in a matter of months.
Well, here's the thing, Alex, right? Like you think about Apex, we we mentioned this earlier on, right? Like we had your audience, right? But we didn't push it to your audience, right? We didn't need to, right? Likewise, we didn't really run paid ads. We ran some Google Shopping ads, they're still running, but like we're not pushing them either. Like it's very much organic, it's very much referral partners that's driving the sales, right? But that feels like a challenge, what you just said. That's something that we're actually going to be doing. We have a few different things in the pipeline. But I honestly do believe, like you, that you could go into any niche, any brand with good physical products, right? That we could actually differentiate ourselves in terms of offer, in terms of quality product. And like we can give that to the consumers that are already interested in these products, right? I guarantee you will get sales. And in fact, if we actually ran paid ads, right, and actually gave it a little bit more of a boost at the beginning, right? I reckon you could do it far quicker because obviously, like mountain bike goggles, like it's not like it's the biggest niche in the world. You know what I mean? It's niche, it's small. But if you take something more broader, something that more people are looking for, like
Yeah.
it's endless. Like I was talking to a guy yesterday, like someone that I'm actually we're thinking of maybe working with in terms of ads and things like that. And he was saying like, in the US, maybe 300 to 500 units a month, maybe more. That's for the mountain bike goggles. That's quite niche. Like, can you imagine something that's like a general product? Like,
Well,
You
that
know, you'll be
sounds
thousands of units.
to me that sounds massive compared to the numbers we're doing now. You know, we're doing what on a good day organically 10 sales a day on a good day.
That's a
Most
good day.
days it's a handful, could be five, six, seven, 8 sales, whatever. But for someone to say, "Yep, I'm confident we get you up to 500, 600 a month," which is what the equivalent of what? How many is that? 30 sales a day or something?
Yeah,
Let me just do the maths on that quickly. So, say if he said 600 sales a month divided by 30, roughly, so 20 sales a day. So it's double what we're already doing, which is I think that's high, like so doable, ridiculous. But then also, it also makes me wonder, like you just said, that's in a niche market of mountain biking. What
yeah.
about if we apply that to a much broader audience, say in home and kitchen or garden and outdoors or something that's way broader? And we see this all the time on Amazon, right? I mean, you go on the bestsellers and you can see on products like what the sales velocity of some products are. And there's some people selling broad targeted products that are doing 3,000+ units a month,
Five,
right?
six, 7,000, Alex. I've seen.
Well, let's see. Well, 7,000 units a month, right? Divided by 30 days, 230 units a day. And these aren't, some of these products are like not cheap. They're like, can be high ticket. They can be $50, £50 upwards. So you can quite easily do the maths on that. It can add up very quickly and you can grow a brand stupidly profitable in like, I'm lost for words.
I'm just so excited because like it's nearly like you put this much money into ads, you build this brand or you get these sales, and then your partners, your affiliates start promoting it as well. Man, it's it's unbelievable like how big it could get and how quickly. I feel that's like a challenge as well. Like I feel
Well,
like we
having said
have to
that,
do that.
well, before you move on,
Yeah.
I actually think that that's the problem that we're going to face next. How do like it sounds all well and good as talking about all these numbers and stuff, but you'll quickly go from wondering how to sell one product to wondering like shit, how do we make sure we don't run out of these products? We're selling too many of them, and that's
You
happened to
will.
us. It's already happening in Apex.
Yeah, it is. Like, and that's only small. Like, well, we will run. We'll have a stock problem.
Yeah.
I know well we'll have a stock problem. I always say I actually recorded a YouTube video earlier today, and I basically talked about like your first order, you generally run out of stock. But like when we're doing product launches this way, like you will run out of stock,
Mm.
right? But you know what? That's kind of part of the game. It's just figuring that out. Like this is building proper brands. Like this is so cool. And the best bit is right, Alex. See how we're kind of cracking this. Like anyone can replicate us. Like it's not like oh no, we can't share the secrets with you. Like everything's a product. As people want to buy all these products. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like, oh no, you've taken the only product we can do this with. We can do this with every
Yeah,
product.
totally. Totally.
Anything premium like that. So that means like everyone can build a brand.
Yeah.
Everyone. There's nothing to stop you. Nothing.
Yeah.
Just it's all up here. Oh man, we're going to it's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Right. Well, look here. We'll end it there, and we're going to do more of these podcasts as well because it's important. We'll just document and share it with you. We'll try and create a lot more content. And yeah, folks, excited for this year.
Good stuff. Take care. See you next one.
Take care. Bye.